They've basically given us more than an album throughout the years.
So that means we can't want more? Like, there's a ceiling?
Low, you the guy on here every week complaining that Drake makes too much music.
I'm talking about them two. I'm not talking about Drake alone. I'm talking about them two, Eddie.
So
you know that.
So Lil Wayne,
you know that.
If
Wayne and Drake decided to put out an EP, I'm like, yo, I'm with that.
Oh man, y'all done tuned in. It is Rap Life Review. We got Eddie in LA. We got Low right here on the left side of the couch. Y'all know how that side of the couch get down.
Sure do.
My name's Ebro, and we got some Drake slander on the way. Stay tuned. What else we got coming up this week? Let me get in here. We got NBA YoungBoy new album, Lola Brooke with a single with A Boogie and them, Lil Yachty with an EP. Lil Wayne joins Drake. Cardi B rapping on the internets. We want to start out by shouting out De La Soul. My brothers from De La Soul, they just came through with AOI Radio right here on Apple Music Radio. You can check it out right on Apple Music. Go look for it. But let's start with the Dreamville Fest 2024 lineup.
I like this.
We'll start with you, young Low. Yeah, Low. Yeah, Low.
It's funny you say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because my friend's been saying that shit for like the last week.
Oh, yeah, Low.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying.
I mean, you got a hit. Yo, Glorilla, you got a hit. You and Low got a hit. So talk to us about this lineup, bro.
What we got? Saturday, April 6th, SZA, Chris Brown, J.I.D., Lil Yachty, Schoolboy, Sexy Red, Jeremiah, Earth Gang, Tizo Touchdown, Amaray, Lou Taylor, and Domani.
Domani, that's T.I.'s son.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Sunday, April 7th, headlining J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Rema, Jeezy, one of my favorites, Monica, Ray Shrummer, Key Glock, Boss, Mooney Long, Kaz Omen, Tia Corinne, Chase Shakur. That is a great mixture of old, new, and present.
Yeah, but then OD and R&B and hip hop.
It's a great fusion.
And African music. And it's everything, man. That's a great
it's trap.
A lot of great performers, man.
It's the underground. You got Cole, who's about to release that Fall Off. Jeezy, Jeezy's out there doing his thing. Ray Shrummer's about to come back around. Nicki's on tour right now. You got that Pink Friday toot out there. J.I.D., Earth Gang. It's a lot of beautiful, beautiful talent on that.
Now, Eddie out in L.A., you see this lineup. Let's talk about hip hop and R&B and how healthy it is right now. When you look at some of these, especially a focused hip hop R&B festival. A lot of festivals go out. There's the Coachellas. There's all these festivals that kind of try to cover everything. This is very, very focused. What it says to me anyway is that hip hop and R&B is in a great place when you look over this. What does it say to you?
My big takeaway from this is ownership. I just love that these artists, and we look at somebody like J. Cole, someone who's been around for a minute, but he's still a relatively young man, and how him and Tyler and these other hip hop artists are able to make a lineup of artists that not only they respect, but people that they want to champion. And this wasn't always the case. A lot of times, a lot of these festivals would be the others putting them together and just doing them together. But the care that they take, where it's not just, all right, I'm gonna get the hottest people with TikTok songs and this and that and that. A lot of those festivals do that. It's like, nah, artists that I really respect, people that have a legacy, people that are emerging, people that probably need those eyes. And, there's other rappers that have done something similar. And I just love that, Usher's one of those people, he does it with Lovers and Friends, Flognaw, Dreamville. I love and encourage more of this from our own community to be able to say, look, man, I'm doing this for y'all and this is for us.
There it is. Now it's all a blur tour, excuse me. Big as the What, which had J. Cole on dates. But then Lil Wayne is joining now. So I don't know, Low, do you have any insight here? Did the Cole dates happen? It was only a few dates.
Yeah, I mean, from what my understanding is, when they announced the tour, they have those little asterisks of like when Cole would be there and not be there. And I think the reasoning for this, for Wayne and Drake joining, is because of the Dreamville. Because the Wayne and Drake shows are 4th and 5th in Newark.
Yep.
This is 6th and 7th.
Well, and then also we should add in and throw shout out to Lil Durk, who's opening on the 4th and 5th over in Newark, New Jersey.
And Sexy Red's on there too now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Okay. Lil Wayne fans too, y'all should know Lil Wayne's coming to the tri-state area out at UBS Arena. That's out in Long Island, March 28 and 29. He's going to be in Florida at the Amarant Bank Center, 23rd and 24th, and Penn State University Bryce Jordan Center, March 31st. So Lil Wayne moving around with Drake. Got Lil Durk and Sexy Red on there. Some great shows teeing up.
We could, I would love to see the chemistry and the evolution of Wayne's performance, Wayne's relationship with Drake. This could lead to potential new music.
I think we're owed as hip hop fans a collab Drake Wayne album.
EP?
Or just an EP or a Drake Wayne Nicki 7 joints, 5 joints.
Where's that relationship between Drake and Nicki? There's
I think it's love. When the schedules align, we're cool. When they don't align, she had him on her album.
Yeah, okay, so
it was all that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't even need nothing new from Drake and Lil Wayne, bro. Like, just the existing bangers that they have together. Like, because a lot of times that's what we do. Like, we want to live in this space where we want like, all right, they have this relationship. I loved them 20 years ago. Let's make something new. Like, I enjoyed that Rick Ross and Meek Mill made an EP together. Did I necessarily need it? Not necessarily. Was it cool? But just the fact, if you go to the concert and you get to just listen to all the songs that, like, you get The Motto, you get She Will, you get Hell Yeah Fucking Right, Believe Me, Right Above It, Miss Me, Love Me Forever. Like, I don't need
You're right, Eddie. They've basically given us more than an album throughout the years.
So that means we can't want more? Like, there's a ceiling?
Low, you the guy on here every week complaining that Drake makes too much music.
I'm talking about them two. I'm not talking about Drake alone. I'm talking about them two, Eddie.
So
know that.
So Lil Wayne,
you know that.
Lil Wayne
If Wayne and Drake decided to put out an EP, I'm like, I'm with that because they make good music together. Drake making his solo shit that sounds the same every fucking album. That's what I'm talking about. With these two, I think Wayne could bring out a different animal and a different monster in Drake.
So
and
you
when he gets on that rapping shit like he did on Scary Hours 3, was I complaining? No. Because I'm like, finally
Drake
you did
on your
something
terms.
that some of us like. And I think Wayne could put him in that pocket. Now, if you give me that same CLB for all the dogs, all that shit, I'm cool on that. But when you rap with your peers and you rapping with Cole, look what we get.
You want it both ways.
No, I don't want it both ways. If you're gonna rap, let's rap. And
so
Wayne is gonna get him to rap. Cole gonna get him to rap.
You can only partake in Aubrey's music on your terms. You
Okay,
don't want
that's
him to
cool.
exist outside of anything else.
You partake on your music on your terms, don't you?
I'm just
if
saying,
I don't
like,
fuck with this shit, I don't listen to it.
But you always complain that he makes too much music. Now you want more music from him. It's just
confusing.
that's all.
He makes a good point.
It's just confusing.
He's making
it's just
repetitive
confusing.
shit. This is what I'm saying. He makes repetitive shit at a high rate. We're on a different tone.
So Eddie, right now, there's this artist really blowing up in R&B. His name is 4 Bats. Drake just jumped on the 4 Bats Date at 8 record. Lo, how do you feel about what Drake?
Like, see, like, that's not for me. Like, but I'm not gonna get on the internet and bash it. It's like, all right, y'all know that's not my thing. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. Like, I'm cool on that. I don't even like that song.
Damn, now 4 Bats is catching straight.
Yeah, he got a stray.
It's a stray because I don't like something. Did I say, yo, fuck that? That shit is ass. Don't listen to it. I'm saying it's not for me. I don't understand how y'all don't have that fucking, like, the concept,
to
like,
comprehend
just
what
comprehend.
I'm saying.
I don't like it. That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, because clearly we don't understand something.
No, I'm not. It's not
It
a stray.
sounds like you hating.
What did I say negative about it? What did I say negative about it?
You said you didn't like it. That's literally a negative statement.
I don't like something as a saying it's trash.
By
that's
definition,
negative.
That's a negative
trash.
statement.
That's
I
negative.
don't like
hey,
something.
I don't like that song.
Negative.
It's not for me.
If you say you don't like something, that's a negative statement.
I don't like you. That's negative.
That's a lie. There's a difference.
No, if I don't like somebody, if I say, hey, I don't really like you like that.
Nah, it doesn't mean it's hate.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
You're just easy to troll.
No, he's serious.
Saying you don't like a song doesn't mean you're hating on the individual who made the song. Technically, you're hating on the song, but you don't like the song. So
what's there to hate on?
Your opinion of not liking it. So I got a bigger question for you guys.
My what?
I don't care about that no more. Listen,
go ahead, Eddie.
I don't care about that. So listen, there's a conversation around Forbats, right? That every few months it feels like we redo this specifically in hip hop. So Forbats, he's got an EP project that's gonna come out on OVO, right?
Okay.
He's been going viral. He's been kind of doing this thing, and this Forbats thing's happening. And then the narrative voice comes out like he's an industry plant. He's an industry plant. I'm curious.
I haven't caught wind of the industry plant.
This is a thing. This is a thing going around that he's an industry plant, right?
Wait, and why? And
why
is
he an industry plant?
Because he got Drake already, or he was a plant before he got Drake?
That kind of spurred it more. Like once he got the Drake, like, see, that's what I'm talking about.
What is that? But why does that make him a plant?
This conversation we tend to have about industry plants, I don't understand it. Like by the very remember Jack Harlow was an industry plant. By the very nature of getting signed to a major record deal, you become an industry plant. The industry is investing in you, and they want you to be successful.
They're literally planting you in front of individuals so that you could be marketed. I mean, I guess is what you're saying, right? Like literally their job is to plant you at the forefront of the conversation so that people are aware of who you are so that they can choose to consume you or not consume you. So, but everybody's
an industry plant.
Well, if you're signed to a major, or something, if you're signed
then that's.
But I guess for the audience, please leave a comment. Maybe you guys have, what is the, I guess, impetus of the term industry plant? Because I, with Eddie, haven't really ever understood it, but it was just kind of one of those things. I'm an old
Sexy
man. So
Red, that was another one, because then people go, oh, look at it. They want to throw a woman at us that da-da-da, like they always have it. And I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck y'all be talking about.
So industry plant means
new artist?
Heavily marketed artist that doesn't already have a authentic, organic fan base?
Yes, I think that's what this seems to be the people's definition of it. And honestly, it's because they can't pinpoint the success where they go, oh, that's an industry plant. And
right,
it happens
like
all the time.
Since the consumer can't say, hey, I was up on this first before the corporations got their hands on it, when they can't pinpoint the origin of the success or the reason why said artist exists, boom, you're an industry plant.
Bingo. And then the argument, I was thinking about examples, right? And I already brought up 60 Red, Jack Harlow, someone they've brought up before.
Jack
now it's Forbats.
A long time.
But that was the conversation.
Yeah, Jack Harlow was hustling mixtapes before Drama found him. But I do want to say this to the audience. This is very important. And I don't know how many people at record labels still have these jobs. I don't know if this is still a thing at record labels or not. Maybe now it's at indie companies or management companies, whatever. There are human beings whose job it is on a day-to-day basis to go out and locate potential talent based on whatever the ability is, the appearance of said individual, and decide if this is someone we can package, put together some sort of branding, create some songs with, or maybe they already have songs, so that they can then monetize in the music industry said artists. Like that's literally the job.
Like an A&R, a project manager, yeah.
You know, what do they call talent scout?
Talent scout, yeah.
So what happens sometimes is someone has a viral moment, they're blowing up. And that record labels now clamor and have bidding wars to sign said individual. But then there's also, and I think there's a premium on this because it costs less for the record label to sign them, is finding someone who is not popular, who the viral internet world does not know. Because then it's easier to get into a business deal with that because there's less demand for that individual. Is that making sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so boom, then the record label can now, or a company, whatever it is, can now expose that before you found out about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that happens more often than people, a lot of times, you know, and I watched this during the SoundCloud era. Labels would lie and say that an artist was blowing up on SoundCloud, but they was already signed to a label. But because they knew the audience only wanted something that they felt they found first.
Yeah.
They would let it exist on SoundCloud, and so you wouldn't even be able to track down the origin. The only origin was SoundCloud.
Right.
But many people found out later on, guess who owns SoundCloud? The record labels, because SoundCloud was putting up music that they didn't have a license to, and so they ended up having to get into a business dealing with the major labels. Otherwise, they was finna get their pantsuit off of them. And that's how that whole shit kind of played out. I don't know what SoundCloud's doing now. Shout if you work at SoundCloud, love SoundCloud, whatever. But just so people had a backstory. But the internet, to Eddie's point, you know, they've latched onto this term that sounds like it's slanderous. If you get pegged with the title industry plant,
you're not a real artist. You don't have a real following.
You're not authentic.
You're not authentic. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
So Four Bats has gotten that labeling now?
Yeah, it's a thing that's going around that he's an industry plant because I don't know where it started. It's one of those things that annoys the fuck out of me because I always see it, and it's, you know, we're people that we're close to this. If there was a rhyme or reason to this, these labels would execute this with all their artists. Everybody would be an industry plant. Like, there's nepotism in any business. We have nepotism. A lot of these famous babies their careers don't go nowhere. And you would think they would be. We just talked about Damani. Why does Damani not 20 times platinum? His dad was T.I. Like, he has a million ties. Diddy's son, Diddy having his own issues right now. Diddy's son had a cool little song. Why has he not got he has all the resources in the world. Like, this industry plant label that we put on people, like, it's the internet. It is what it is. But I just don't understand what the fuck or what it's even supposed to mean.
I think it's just like you're saying. I think it's something that the consumer throws out because I don't know where you come from. I didn't find it. Or the internet isn't claiming you. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
TikTok, the internet isn't claiming you.
That's all it is. I didn't put nobody on to you.
I'll tell you how I found out about Four Bats. It was top 10 streaming on the Apple Music New York City top 25 chart in the service. Yeah. And I just saw it one day. And it wasn't on no playlist in the service. I never heard of the person before. It got put in playlists. Shout to Dom, who runs the R&B stuff over here at Apple Music. She started putting it in playlists. Shit kept going up. Yeah, then the next thing I know, like, I started hearing that there was rumors circulating that Drake was gonna jump on the record, but there was someone who actually introduced or tweeted at Drake about the song. There was like something that happened with Drake getting exposed to the record and then decided to jump on the record. I'm not, y'all could say it in the comments how it actually happened. I don't want to mess the whole story up.
They're gonna call this conversation an industry plant.
But we're industry plants though. Yeah. They don't know that you started on it. Low was literally y'all in the comments 15 years ago.
Pretty much.
That's literally how he would have tried to attack me and Funkmaster Flex on Twitter. That's literally what his whole thing was. And steal songs and put them up on the internet.
Well, not my whole thing.
You would, and then stealing songs and putting them up on your blog.
I was leaking. I wasn't stealing them.
Right, you weren't selling them.
Yeah, I was leaking them.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
13 years,
then Low and a bunch of his internet thugs started some gang. What was it called?
The New Music Cartel.
They started a cartel where they would run around trying to bully everybody on the internet.
Like Flex and Ebro would always try to bully us. Then Flex started.
Y'all started first though.
Then Flex started his website.
And then we bullied them off the internet.
You ain't bullying me off the internet because I'm sitting right here next to this.
Yeah,
who bully who?
Now you on the internet, they calling you an industry plant.
You the first one. You the first industry plant.
Speaking of industry plants, Cardi B. She's been labeled an industry plant many, many years ago. She back on the internet rapping. People are celebrating the return of the old Cardi. Now, if you're from New York, you know that Cardi B was beating up strippers in parking lots in the Bronx.
Allegedly.
And at Sue's Rendezvous. Nah, it's not alleged. It was on the internet. Like, it was literally on Instagram. That spun into her putting out mixtapes and getting a record deal and becoming the Cardi that we see today. She was a stripper. She was doing her thing around the city.
We could pinpoint that success.
We can, but there's people who ain't from New York or weren't even on the internet at that time that don't even remember that that's the origin story.
She's a love and hip hop. But at least to a lot of people,
right? She's loving hip hop to a lot of
people.
people.
But at least it's like it's documented. Like you can go back.
You can go back.
There's a trail to it.
But in theory, a lot of this can be documented, but people don't care. It's just
people are
on loving hip hop. You were on Love and Hip Hop. You're an industry plant.
Right. But anyway, Cardi B back. Eddie, did you see the rhyming in the studio? They calling it a freestyle. It seemed like it was a recorded song that was just like her making a record. But what are your thoughts?
I just love Cardi, bro. Like, I love everything. I love first of all, the song drop. She play. I know y'all already talked about it. She played homage to Missy. The girls get on her. She says something about the Coach bags, and she goes and buys a Coach bag. And then I was talking about this on Zane's show. Like, Cardi knows how to seize a moment, unlike most of these artists right now. Like, she doesn't release music; she releases moments. Whether it's just the song, whether it's the video, like even her snippets become a moment. And you got to think about it, bro. She's had one album. Invasion of Privacy came out, 2017? Is that
18,
when it dropped?
2018.
2018. She's more hot now than she was then, and she doesn't give us nothing but her yelling on the internet occasionally, bro.
Or re-breaking up with her man.
Yeah.
There's that, but that makes her relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if this is a teaser into actually getting like a collaborative Cardi project, I'm with it. But obviously, this path is working for her. Like, she has a very non-conventional way of sustaining success.
Well, when she put this snippet up last Thursday, the caption said 15. People think that's suggesting March 15th.
I would assume so. Like, I mean, if I'm looking at the views and the interaction with this snippet, what she had 2 million on TikTok, 2 million views. I don't even know how many she had on Twitter or Instagram. So if that's any indication of what this record is gonna do, yeah, I'd be hard pressed to release this shit on March 15th. If it's gonna do that, why the fuck not? I think now's the time. Like, even Joe say, "Oh, she's scared to come outside. She's scared to come outside."
Wait, who said this?
Joe Budden.
Okay, keep going.
This doesn't look like she's scared.
Cardi, there's also beef brewing. I don't know if y'all care, but the ladies be having little dust-ups. According to these notes here, and I'm just now learning of this, the snippet of the song sounds like Bia's song Fall Back, which came out last year. Social media folks are saying this, and Bia posted a little quote that said, "Y'all crazy." Cardi later appeared to reply saying, "Bitches make a fool of themselves every single time. I'm going to show y'all something when I release this song, though." So people are trying to make beef between Cardi B and Bia.
So Bia said, "Y'all crazy."
Because responding to the social media person that tried to say it was something there.
So then she said that
she deaded it.
Yeah, she deaded it.
Help me understand this. Am I tripping, or do fans want the women to beef more than the dudes?
Yes. Yo, no lie, last week on this program, we started talking about a shift in the music industry and how artists are going to have to start working harder. They're going to have to working smarter. Remember, we talked about connecting with your fans, going out on smaller runs.
Oh, yeah, you went on that
seeing
rant,
what's going on out here, really digging in. No lie, I don't know who these fans were for or against, but they started being like, "But y'all let all these whack bitches in the game.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't been telling me. Y'all ain't been keeping it real. It's your fault, Ebro, that all these artists." I'm like, who are you talking about? And it was mostly women in my comments. I'm like, who is this for? But it's like they're egging you to say something so that they could turn it into a thing. I'll be lost. I'll be like, yo, I'm confused. How your old ass confused? I was like, because I'm old. Like, y'all got to give me more.
I've been watching that video. I've been watching the comments in that video since I posted it. And it's just
you know what? I watched it. Y'all killed it, man. I'm going to say right quick, Ebro, glad to have you back. You bring out the best in everybody. Like, I don't usually watch when I'm not on because I'll be like, "Oh, I can't see me." But I was like, watching. I'm like, damn, Ebro really brings out the best out of Nadeska and Lowkey. I just want to give you flowers
Thank
off
you,
of that.
brother.
But continue.
Yeah, I was looking at that video and in the comments, and people were just like throwing haymakers, trying to bait you, trying to bait me. Yo, do you debut new music on High 97 or this, that, and the third? And it's like, bro, that had nothing to do with what the fuck he was saying.
Argue. I think this kind of maybe dovetails into the industry plant convo a little bit, right? Sometimes if you watch us here a lot, sometimes I start, and facetiously I'll be like, "It's y'all fault. Y'all didn't want no gatekeepers. Now there's no gatekeepers, so everybody in the game. And y'all mad that everybody got access. Now you mad that everybody got access." Mm-hmm. So first the internet was mad that there was gatekeepers. Now the internet's mad that there's too much trash in the game, right? When the truth of the matter is, it's y'all fucking fault. You, the consumer. If you don't consume it, it don't go nowhere. As a radio programmer, DJ first, I can assure you, my entire career, 80%, maybe higher, of the music that I have to play because people like it, according to what they say and how they respond, I play it. In between there, DJs, radio folks, we try to expose y'all to other songs, hoping that you might like it. Unfortunately, a lot of those fall flat. So we end up playing what y'all like. Now, some DJs take more risks than other DJs. Some DJs take no risks. Y'all like it, I love it, I'm gonna burn it into the ground. This is what y'all like. Then there's DJs who try to expose you to new things, and you mad at them for not playing the things you already like.
Why they playing this whack shit? Who's this artist? Where are they from? Like, okay, well then, so what do you want? Do you want the popular motherfucker that you listen to every day, or do you want the new that you don't know from a hole in the wall?
And the truth of the matter is, they don't know what they want. And the truth of the matter is, some people want one thing, some people don't even give a shit. Some people are somewhere in the middle where they want a nice, healthy, variety, nutritional diet of balance of all of the stuff. But ultimately, it all falls on y'all. If you don't stream it, it don't get talked about. It don't get covered. The problem is,
you engage all the time. It goes to the point when you're on Twitter, I see it so much. People engage with dumbass conversations. They engage with artists and songs that they don't like, and it's a constant thing. So now the record labels and the managers are seeing this, and it's gonna stay in your algorithm because you're engaging with something that you don't fuck with.
Or you claim you don't
fuck with, but every time it's something negative.
People hate consume, bro. And it's not just in music, it's with everything.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point.
They hate watch, they hate listen.
They hate watch, they hate engage with like, bro, it's not just don't listen to something. If someone's saying something you disagree with, or someone's promoting something you don't like, or if it's a reality show you don't like, or a clip that you find demeaning, stop putting it in other people's time. Like, just a simple engagement to get a joke off, you are feeding the system.
I think it should be noted as we wrap Life Review, because it is important, man, where you put your energy and your time, it matters, especially if you want to see something change, and you can apply that to your relationship with your loved one. You can apply that to your health. You can apply literally that to any aspect, I believe, of life, right? Yeah. For y'all out there that are concerned with the direction of hip hop and what the labels spend money on and what's being industry planned, if that's your world, I think you gotta know that platforms like TikTok, where 15, 30 seconds of a song, that song becomes popular, that takes me back to like the ringtone rap era, right? Where people would say, yo, but the ringtone numbers is going crazy. But that's not an actual song that people are gonna wanna hear from the beginning, the middle, and the end.
It's just
and so what ended up happening, or what's happened with a lot of labels, is they invest in the TikTok song because at least it's getting consumed heavily on TikTok and they can monetize that consumption. But they put resources into that, but not the actual development of the next artist or writing great records that could contribute to great song making, right? And so it's really just an allocation of resources, but these are corporations. So they're gonna allocate their resources to things that are gonna get them the return on their investment.
Exactly.
And things that they can measure and monitor the metrics of.
Yeah.
And that is the algorithm, because they can see it, they can see you clicking, they can see you sharing, they can see you engaging, they can see all of it. And so that's where, a majority of the energy and resources in the music industry has gone.
They are measuring it by that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because they can see it.
Yeah.
And there's a quick return on their investment. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Rap Life Review. That's Eddie over there. That's Low. I'm Ebro. Leave your comments. We'll talk about them next week. And this is brought to you by Apple Music.
What's good? Nadeska here. If you made it through that entire episode of the Rap Life Review, that means you're really a fan. Hit that like button so we know it's real. Subscribe if you never want to miss an episode. And of course, if you really have something to say, drop a comment and we'll hit you back on next week's episode.